Hello again, welcome back to the Destination Baby and Kids YouTube channel. This is Gina, I am your host. Absolutely thrilled to be here with you tonight to go over a brand new car seat from UppaBaby. So what are we gonna be looking at today? We're gonna check out the UppaBaby ARIA V2. So before we get started, if you haven't yet, like, follow, subscribe. If it makes sense to share this video with someone who's expecting or just excited, go ahead and share it. Sharing is caring. And remember, if you watch this video and you like what you see and you want to support this channel, the best way for you to show your support is to go ahead and purchase directly from my website. I have a real brick and mortar store here in the greater San Francisco Bay Area. It's called Destination Baby Kids. My website is destinationbabykids.com, and you can check out the ARIA V2, all the cool colors. You can buy all kinds of stuff on my website because I've got everything best for baby. So head on over to destinationbabykids.com and take a look and go ahead and purchase whatever makes you happy. All right, let's launch into the ARIA V2 and everything that makes this car seat special from UppaBaby. I think, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna close in, and so we're gonna stop this and we'll get a little bit closer to show you all the fabulous features. All right, guys, so we are going to show you the ARIA V2. So this is the newest version of a car seat that UppaBaby already has in their lineup called the ARIA Infant Seat. But V2 is definitely a nice new refresh on a product that was already pretty awesome. So as we mentioned before, it is an infant seat, meaning that it's just going to be a rear-facing only car seat. It is portable, it is super lightweight. So the weight on this product is about 6 pounds. It's easily the lightest weight infant seat on the market. I mean, it feels like it should be a Hasbro dolly car seat. It's just so lightweight. So something that's exciting, price point is gonna be $449. So it's a very, very reasonable price point for what you get. The seat comes with a little cover-up boot. So you can have that come up all the way or have it come down. I do have some criticisms about this piece. We will come back to that in a second, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. And you know what? It is nice that it is included because if you live in a cold area, it could be a nice thing to have that comes with a car seat. So the seat itself is for newborns all the way through 30 pounds and 30 inches. So it'll start at 4 pounds, goes up to 30 pounds and 30 inches. And this color is called Callum. I'm gonna bring it over to the camera so you guys can see kind of how that color looks. And then something else that's cool that I like to point out on a lot of these seats is if you look at the bottom of the seat here, we've got perforation. That is awesome for breathability. That means that that's gonna be lightweight, but also it's gonna help keep kiddo cool in the seat because air is gonna be able to go through. Also, speaking of air, we have a UPF 50 sunshade that has ventilation holes in the actual sunshade. So before you say, oh, well, there's no peekaboo window, there's no way to cover that up. This is a purposeful decision that they make so that they don't have to have a flap here to add weight to this product. The whole goal with this product is to make the lightest weight infant seat on the market. And in order to achieve that, they do have to do some creative editing in order to hit that. So that is something that they've done here for breathability at the top of the seat, which is fabulous. Also, very exciting little leather handle. This is not leatherette. UppaBaby is the only brand to use real, true, genuine leather. So this is a peanut butter leather handle on an aluminum frame, which is absolutely fabulous. Now, the seat's gonna come with one base. That's similar to before. We will show you later in the video how to set up the base and how to install the seat because the seat will install with the base, but you can also install the seat without the base. If you wanna go on vacation or take it someplace, you will be able to do that. So all of these features are very exciting, and I am setting it deliberately backward on the base just so that the viewing audience can see the interior of the seat. So when you get the seat, it is important to note that it will come with all of the newborn padding included in the purchase price. The other thing that I really appreciate about this padding is that it is marked directly on it when you should remove it. So like the butt piece says use a recommended from 4 pounds to approximately 9 pounds. That's to get the correct fit while the kiddo's in the car seat. And then the backrest portion says recommended 4 pounds to approximately 4 months. So once kiddo outgrows this piece, you can remove this. You can remove the butt piece probably sooner than the back piece. And then the interior of the seat is actually relatively generous, all things considered, for how lightweight it is. So When you lengthen the seat to its longest, your backrest is going to be 20 inches and your seated torso harness height will be 12 inches. The leg distance on this model is 11 inches deep. The previous model was narrower. We'll do a comparison video just to show you guys Aria versus Aria 2. But this is definitely a welcome feature on this newer seat, that it is longer in the leg plate. So I think that that's really nice. Your crotch position is 4 inches deep. So it is a little bit shallower than some of the other brands, but that's okay. And the shoulder distance, so the distance between the shoulder straps is 2 inches. The overall width of the seat is 8 inches wide, so it's a little narrower than some of the other ones, maybe for like a little bit leaner of a body. One thing I do love is that it does have a no rethread harness. So that means that there's a tab on the top of the headrest that when you move it up and down, when the headrest moves, the shoulder pieces also move with the headrest. So that's nice because there's no opportunity for parents to screw that up with a manual rethread. You know, that's kind of like a liability. It's really nice when seats don't have that, and especially in this $450 price point, it's nice that that feature will scoot up and down. Now, as for the 20-inch backrest, it's interesting to note that another lightweight infant seat, which would be like UppaBaby ARIA, that backrest is about 18.5 inches, and you only get 10 inches of seated torso height with that seat, whereas this seat's going to offer you 12 inches of seated torso height. So while I can understand some people say, well, they both hold 30 pounds, 30 inches, and they're the same price, so the value on the other one's better, I would actually argue the opposite. This guy gives you 2 more additional inches of seated torso height, so I'd argue this seat probably would go a little bit longer and hold a little bit longer of a body more comfortably than the other seat that I just mentioned, which would be UppaBaby ARIA. So, of course, all the materials are flame retardant free. They are going to be Green Guard certified. The sunshade is going to be a UPF 50. Other things to know in that $449 price point is that the seat is made in China. You do get a 7-year expiration, and the really exciting feature is that they offer a limited lifetime warranty. So that means that as long as you are the original purchaser of this seat, as long as it's still under its expiration, the warranty would be yours as well. So for that entire 7 years where you're able to use it, it is warranted for that entire time as well. And I think that that's a really nice feature. The reason why I say things like that is there are some design quirks of this seat that I was surprised to see them not address based on the last model. So one thing is, if you do start using it toward the very, very end, keep in mind that the sunshade can rub a little bit on this handle piece. So like something like that with usage for 2 or 3 children, if your canopy were to start to rub through, that's the type of thing hopefully that a lifetime warranty would cover. You know, you'd want to talk to UppaBaby about that, but just something to be aware of. Now, if I were to criticize this seat, it's very difficult for me to do that because there is a lot of value at the price point that it offers. My biggest gripe that I think would be a really easy running change for them to make, so Uppa, if you're listening, Carissa, or the designer, Mr. Trung, if you're listening, I would hope that you would remove this warning label from the backrest and put it on the sides of the seat where the kid's body isn't likely to be. The problem with these guys is that even though the material is super breathable, having those stickers on their back where it gets really hot sometimes makes it sweaty, and some kids find that they get pretty warm in the seats when they put warning labels there. So it was surprising that on the last version they did this, and that on this version maybe they haven't had that feedback. So there's a little feedback for them on an otherwise very, very good redesign of an already awesome product. And another thing that I really like about this new model is that if you look right here, it tells you what handle position the seat needs to be in when it's in your vehicle. So what do I mean by that? Well, it just means that when you put it in your car, parents have this tendency to want to throw the handle back. With this car seat, you want to leave the handle either forward or up. On the last model, you always had to put it forward, which was a little bit annoying. This one, you at least have the option of leaving the handle up so that you don't have to put it back or forward. It can just be in the upright position that you drop it into your vehicle. Now, something else that we will show and demonstrate really briefly that has not changed, and I'm going to go ahead and pull my table back and zoom out slightly for this, is showing it on the UppaBaby stroller. So Right here, I have a Cruise V3, the newest version of the Cruise, which is a total home run product from UppaBaby. Great job, guys. We're selling them super well. If we get rid of the new lie flat seat on the new Cruise, which is fabulous, you can go ahead and put risers on the product. You certainly don't need to, but I just like to because I find it to be a little bit easier to use the car seat on the risers. So now I can take my Aria V2, put it on my Cruise, what is this now, Cruise V3, and we're all set and ready to go. It's a direct connection. When I want to remove my car seat, there is a squeeze handle on the back and I'm able to lift it up and off. And the other cool thing is that if I have an older kiddo and they want to look out forward, like I'm sick of turning the stroller around at the zoo to show them every single animal, I can go ahead and put my car seat directly onto my stroller facing either direction, which is very cool. Now, what I was going to say, getting back to that boot, I found it interesting that they would make a car seat boot, and then on the boot, on the back of it, there was some like serious red X, okay? So that is a warning label, which means I went into the book to read about what it said. You can't have this boot on when you are using the car seat in the car as a car seat. So they only want you using this boot when the car seat is on the stroller, or maybe if you're just carrying it around and you leave your car, then you can go ahead and throw it on. But the boot is not to be used when the car seat is on the base or when you're installing the car seat baseless in your vehicle. And we will go ahead and show you how to install your Aria V2 right now.